But the reason why we do what we do is because so many people are literally walking through life purposeless. So we started a podcast and then one person joined and 2 people joined, and then now, another day now, Spotify wrapped up 34 countries and top 5% most shared in the world. So we're just alright, man.
Make sure that you work on yourself first. I'm telling you, and when you're walking in purpose,
all of this half and half, you both need to come hard.
Like it's 50-50 equals 100. You need to come 100, 100 equals 200. I like 200 versus 100.
Me too.
200 is much better.
Like when you're like the first generation to be born and grow up in the UK, our parents have this mentality of having to work so hard so they can set a foundation so we can do better, do you know what I mean? So they can create a legacy. In that way, that is actually something that's been installed in us, and it is a negative because then we think that's how we have to navigate life.
Look after you properly and then spread it to other people. And then 2 people come together who are complete, and I guess what they do, they procreate to make people who are secure in themselves.
That's it.
Hi guys, welcome to episode 3 of The Other Side of Hope, and I've got 2 very special guests today. I have got 2 young black men that break every stereotype that, you know, the world and, you know, this country has of black men. They're just so inspirational, like even knowing that one of you comes from ends, Croydon. Do you know what I mean? I just love to see my people coming from Croydon doing big things, because we don't have a lot of representation. We only have like rappers and that's it. But when you see someone that is actually just coming into the space, especially the business world, and trying to change mindsets and trying to think about how we actually shake up that world, it's actually very empowering to actually have Rob and Jonathan with me today. So Rob and Jonathan, tell the audience, tell the people what you guys do and how long you've been doing it for.
Yes, people. Wait, should I tell my whole story or in terms of like what we're doing in terms of purpose?
What you do in terms of purpose, yes.
Okay, so my name's Rob. Pleasure to meet you. Hope you guys are all doing well. So in terms of purpose, myself and my brother, my best friend, Jono, we have a podcast, or not a podcast now, more so organization whereby we help people walk in purpose. Now, the reason why we do what we do, John get into it also, but the reason why we do what we do is because we've seen in society so many people are literally walking through life purposeless. And we were very thankful at the ages, I felt, early on in our lives, right, to be able to walk in purpose. We realized, hold on, this life is so beautiful walking in purpose. We had each other, but we realized that so many people were walking without purpose. So we started a podcast, and then one person joined, and 2 people joined, and then now, another day now, Spotify wrapped up 34 countries and top 5% most shared in the world. So we're just alright, man.
Yeah.
Doing more than alright.
Thank you.
As a winning, lit.
Appreciate it, man. And we started on Clubhouse. You remember Clubhouse? We started on there. It was an interesting spot when we joined.
Exactly.
It was an interesting spot.
And bought some good lockdown entertainment.
It was some good entertainment.
Introduce yourself, bro.
Oh, I'm Jonathan. Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm Jonathan. Jonathan Reed. Yeah. Find me on any platform. I'm there. Just type in Jonathan Reed. You'll probably find me. Or type in Purpose Led and you'll find me as well. I run a business and all this other kind of stuff. But what we're talking about here today is Purpose Led. And as I said, Clubhouse is where we started. And that's where we started to build. It was the trenches, man. Trenches of war.
Clubhouse and Twitter.
Clubhouse and Twitter. They were like twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like twins. They were going at it. Treacherous twins, you know what I mean? They're going at it together.
Well, it got us through lockdown, though.
It did get us through lockdown.
But we needed a balance, though. We needed a balance of conversation. Because when I used to get on, I'm like, this is scary.
That's it. So we came to, you know, take away that scariness. You know what I'm saying? And add some sense into the mix. You know what I mean? And then after that, we got asked to create a podcast then, YC UK, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate it.
Shout you guys all the time, man, honestly. We said earlier on behind the cameras, but without you guys, we wouldn't be here today.
Absolutely.
So we're thankful, grateful, honoured. Thank you, all of you guys. Yeah. So yeah, we're excited to be here today, man.
Absolutely.
So like, how did you guys get into the field of work you are in? So you talked about Clubhouse. What inspired you guys to think, actually, we need to talk about different things, we need to change the perspective? Because I think one thing I realized, I think I said with my friend, was like, in this generation, everything is either entertainment or it's very misogynistic. It's like conversations that you're like, we have more to the generation, and we have like thought leaders like you guys, we've got academics, young academics, and I feel like we're never given, us who navigate those spaces, are never given a platform to actually have a podcast and actually bring a balance and a different view and a perspective in the world. So what inspired you guys to actually today, we're going to jump on Clubhouse and talk about serious things, and you're not done?
You know what? Can I say something very quickly before you jump in? Yeah. It's actually interesting you said that, how like society is literally tailored towards entertainment.
Yeah.
Society is not tailored towards deep conversations. And I believe the reason why that is because people don't like deepness, because when you go deeper, you have to look inside yourself. You need to look inside yourself. But people don't like doing that, which is why we keep it at surface level. Entertainment, misogyny, as you said, Comedy is good, by the way.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with comedy, but like, no one wants to go deeper beyond the surface
Yes.
because when you go deeper beyond the surface, you have to look at yourself. But yeah, I just want to put it out there because that's a really important point. But John, you go from there, bro.
You could probably talk about that a little bit as well in terms of looking into yourself. People are scared.
Scary.
They're
It's
scared to look at scary. It's scary to look at the mirror, you know. It's scary to look at the mirror to see who you actually are.
It's nice to look at the mirror when you have to make sure that you look good. When you have to look at the mirror and actually look at yourself in your reflection to be like, actually, I need to check and change myself. Yeah, people don't want to discover certain things about themselves or believe certain things about themselves. Especially others have checked you as well.
That's it. That's it. And then we realized at some point, me and Rob were having conversations. And we're having a conversation on the phone. I believe we were on the phone.
Yeah, we're on the phone, bro.
Yeah, we were on the phone. FaceTimes, and we're
yeah.
just chopping up about like personal development and all this other kind of stuff in lockdown that we were getting into. And then we said, you know what? We could just do this on Clubhouse. Because we saw on Clubhouse there wasn't stuff like this. But we saw like, positive stuff from the US.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, they had a balance, a good
But
balance.
we didn't see it over here. I mean, from what I saw.
Me too. So
I
you're
can only
wrong.
go from, do you know what I'm saying? I can only go from our perspective,
We
and then
only
you
go
said the
from
same
the
thing.
chats that we was in.
Do you see what I'm saying? And I can see the different chats. I'm like, okay, cool. This was funny for maybe like a couple
Funny.
weeks. This was cool. And I was looking at Twitter. I was like, yeah, cool.
this
This
is
is
funny.
Kiki, all of them thing there. And I realized, like, okay, when do we stop? Because how can we talk about the same topic
Every day.
We're not
every
growing as
day?
people.
We're not growing.
growing.
It's
We're
not
not
even
growing.
progressive topics. Like it was
Right.
stuff like, what was it now?
Who's
Like,
paying for the first date?
Who's paying on the first date?
No,
Like
that's
black
not
women,
the
white
one
women.
It was the hinge one for me.
What was they talking about here?
There was a hinge on people's worst dating experiences.
Oh yeah,
That was trenches.
Yeah, I wasn't in those rooms. I'll tell you that much.
I
I wasn't
did
in.
that.
Maybe that was just you. Maybe it was just you.
It was entertained. But then after a while, I was like, guys, it's enough.
Yeah.
Same conversation. Like, how we, come on,
Halfway into
man.
lockdown, I was like, Clubhouse, me and you cannot. Bye.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Honestly,
And it
man.
would come to like
It's
2
much, I'm
a.m.
tired now.
And you wake up and it's talking about the same stuff.
In the morning.
And then you go to bed again and then they're waking up
You guys
talking
haven't
about the
even
same
brushed
stuff.
your teeth and you're
I'm telling you. Oh,
Some people didn't even go to sleep, you know.
No.
They didn't even go to sleep.
I said I had to log off by.
There you
And when
go.
I woke up, the topics were still trending.
Exactly. Which is nuts.
I said I can't be part of that life. No, but it was entertaining, not gonna lie.
It was entertaining.
Yeah.
But then we realized, we just got to make a change, innit? We
Yeah.
just got to make a change. So we just decided to bring someone else to the mix.
That's good. So another question is, when was a time you felt like you had to put yourself first and the cause had to stop?
Ooh, I know.
You go for it.
Yeah,
bro.
definitely. It was at some point, not me, like...
We went on a
actually-
break.
Yeah, we went on a break,
Yeah.
but it was initiated by me. It was initiated by Rob.
Yes.
Because for me, I'm used to juggling quite a few things. Like for me, I've
Oh,
done...
this is deep, this question, man.
Yeah.
This question is so deep, bro.
Why is it deep?
Because it comes back to our childhood.
Okay, why does it come back to our childhood?
I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything about you saying
Okay.
this. So you. Okay, no, I'll talk from my point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
'Cause I don't want to say anything about you saying anything. But,
Yeah,
so we had a break around this time last year. Now
yeah.
there were so many different things going on. So I was doing my job.
Yeah.
I was looking to start launching my business, and then also
This time last year?
no. What do we have to break?
Nah, it was this year, bro.
Was it this year?
Yeah.
What month was
Season
it?
2 to season 3.
What month was that? What month do we have to break?
I don't know. Oh, it was like August to...
Yes.
September,
Yeah. It was this year actually. I was launching my business, working. I was working at the same time, and also purpose-led, right?
Purpose-led, yeah.
I made an intentional decision on my heart, right, to not enable or allow work to take over me, or what I do take over me, because I want it to be something which I enjoy. So I took a step back. In that season there, yes, I launched my business, but also I had time to really relax, rest, so I can go again, and it's been very helpful. So I think it's super essential. I think at all points we should take time to rest. But also one thing I want to say too, yes, I had that intentional time. Yes, we had that intentional time whereby we weren't focusing on purpose-led, right? But I also feel like healing and looking after yourself is a continuous thing.
100%, yeah.
Right? So even as we've been doing purpose-led, right, I've been doing therapy. And I know this is not something we talk about, especially black men.
Yeah.
I've been doing therapy. In fact, I feel I'm like a therapy evangelist. As in, you come to me, talk to you for like an hour and a half, you'll go do therapy. Or if you don't do it now, you'll do it soon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is one of my testimonials. Jordan, after a year and a bit, man, he's done it too. But I've had at least 6, 7, 8 friends of mine who've done therapy, because I believe healing is a journey, man.
Yes.
One of my mentors, she says all the time, you can't be bleeding once you're leading.
Agreed.
Big up Hayley, man.
Pick up Hayley.
Yeah.
Pick up Hayley. So for me, I'm always patching myself up with God's grace so I can lead properly, help people properly, but also help myself properly.
Yeah. And I think it stems from like, because majority of us here, like you being African and I'm African, I don't know about you, but coming from first generation, like when you're like the first generation to be born and grow up in the UK, our parents have this mentality of having to work hard. They work so hard so they can set a foundation so we can do better, do you know what I mean? So they can create a legacy, have money and things like that so they can give us a better life, push us in the ways of life in terms of education, in terms of pouring so much money into us. But in that way, that is actually something that's been installed in us, and it is a negative because then we think that's how we have to navigate life, where we have to work 10 times harder, where you have to do overtime, where everything is about just working, there's no break. And like I keep saying to people, like that's what a lot of our parents, that's why some of them are ill. Like they became ill so like early on in life, like in their 40s, 50s, like problems with their leg, problems with their back, heart problems, because of the way that they just work themselves to the ground.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
It's a good point. And I can relate to, not necessarily like the illnesses and stuff like that, but even as Rob was saying before, like my dad is someone who works a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot. And my mum works quite a bit, but then my dad's, I'm always seeing him at the computer. I'm always seeing him at the computer doing his thing. And then, so, learn behaviour.
Yes.
I'm always at the computer. I'm not blaming my dad or anything like that. It's just what I've seen, innit?
It's what we've seen,
It's what I've seen. And I've also been taking in the content, I was saying to Chris earlier, like you turn into what you tune into, right? So all the stuff I'm looking at is work. Like, come on. Like, why are you sleeping for?
Why are you sleeping for?
What's sleep for?
Rest.
Yeah,
Rest.
What's rest? Rest? I need to
Tired.
do the rest.
What do you mean you're tired?
I need to do the rest. You see what I'm saying? I still got
Yeah.
work to do. So, like, I always thought I have something to do. There's something to do. There's something to do.
Yeah.
This is what my dad always thought as well. And he always thinks it. And again, I'm not getting onto him. Like, great guy. But it's just what he's been programmed to do, right? And it's all programming. And what I've been programmed to do is to work. Big up Rihanna. And that's one thing that we realized. We're like, wow, hold on. Well, Rob even said like, well, yeah, we need to like. He was like, bro, I can't do this. Like, we need to take a break at some point.
Need to, yeah.
And I was like, and I've always been juggling. So I was like, yes, we can. And I really do believe that we still could have done it, but it just wouldn't have ended
But then it's like
probably that well.
we have to challenge it because that's if you like someone said to me, you have to start as you mean to go. If this is how you start now, that's how you're going to be forever.
Exactly.
You're going to be juggling forever, and you're never going to able to rest. And Rob was right about that setting that boundary to be like, no, we need to implement time for rest. We need to know when to stop and when to really look after ourselves. Because if we don't do this now at a young age, we're going to regret it when we're much older. We
That's
really
another
will.
thing too. I want to say two things actually, because the things about I'm reading a book right now on boundaries, so it's so important, right? The lack of boundaries, because we're business partners, as a business, all business partners, also brothers too. And the things of lack of boundaries lead to resentment. So you have to protect against that. But also another thing you said, which was so powerful, was like you juggled because you see your dad juggle, but you said yourself that it wasn't something that it was your choice. So you said, sorry, you saw it, so you did it. But the key thing, which is really important for us to take away from this, is that you have a choice. We have choices.
Have a choice,
We have a
definitely.
choice in terms of how we interpret stuff. So the same way you learn a behavior, the same way we learn these behaviors, we can unlearn them.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100%.
Through healing, through therapy, through all these things here, and just being open and vulnerable with ourselves.
And for spending time with ourselves, bro.
Spend time with ourselves too.
You don't spend time with, because one thing, because obviously therapy evangelist here, you got me to, like, he definitely been speaking about therapy a lot and how great it is. And I've been speaking to other people, even Jack, one of our friends, Jack, he came onto the podcast recently. He was talking about how he did CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. Another one of my boys did CBT, another one of my boys done therapy. And it's like, the more I speak about it, the more I'm realizing other people have done this as well. And like, they don't really speak about it too tough. I remember I was telling you the other day, someone I had a conversation with, I never spoke to him in school, but I saw him at the gym. And he saw me, and then he talked about like the stuff that I'm doing, and I was like, oh yeah, purpose-led, da. And then I started saying that I do therapy. Then he just went off. We were talking for like an hour about this kind of stuff.
People
but
do it.
It's like when you do as I was saying, when I was doing therapy, like one of my like recent sessions, my therapist was like, do you actually spend time with yourself? Like, do you actually spend time with yourself? Do you know what you like? Do you know what you don't like? Do you know what your needs are? Jonathan, what are your needs? Do you love yourself? And she's asking me these questions I don't know the answer to. I can't give you these answers that you're asking me. And I really don't spend time with myself. My time is either I'm listening to music, I'm listening to a podcast, I'm speaking to someone, I'm with someone, I'm on a call, I'm doing something, but I'm not spending time with myself. But then now when you spend time with yourself, you're able to understand different things about yourself, and you're able to address these things that are learned behaviors, and you're like, hold on, I need to address this. And to say, why am I like this? And do I want to continue being like this? Because as Rob said, it's a choice.
It is a choice.
Life is just full of choices. And then the caliber of life that you live is determined by the caliber of decisions that you make.
Yeah.
So whatever choice that you make will determine the outcome of your life. So you have to make good quality choices. So you have to have time by yourself and with yourself to understand the type of choices to make.
Yeah. And I love that because we've basically touched down on the question of like, obviously how we manage well-being whilst on doing what we do as leaders, and we talked about therapy and spending time with ourselves. Another question would be, who would you say inspires you to do the work you do, and why?
My one is the old version of me.
Okay.
The old version of me when a couple of years ago, not knowing where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
Me in a Sainsbury's hat. I was in the cafe. I was working. I was also eating behind the thing. I was the guy. I was eating. You know what I'm saying? Stuff from the bakery, and I was making scrambled eggs. I would eat that myself. I remember myself back then not knowing what I wanted to do. I would finish work and I'd just be like, just watching a movie, watching TV, watching whatever. Time going by, time just flying. And I'm just there working at Sainsbury's part-time, shooting sometimes as well, doing photography and everything like that. As I said, I'm always juggling something, or was always juggling something. I still am, to be honest. But I don't intend to do that. But I was there. I was purposeless.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do, but now I'm purpose-led. So there's a lot more direction that I have in my life, right? And that was because I was able to consume the right stuff.
Yeah.
So now I'm being that person who I wished I had back then. So I'd say, the old version of me, and when I could see that in someone else, I want to help them. I want to help them as much as possible.
That's nice.
That's a great. I think that's a great answer. I'll just say, can you answer the question again, please?
So, who inspires you to do what you do?
See, I don't have a necessary person in mind, but I have like an avatar in mind. Similar to what my brother said to you. Like for me, the person who I look to, who I think about when I'm speaking, is the person who's lost, who needs direction, who wants help, and willing to get help.
Yeah.
Hence why they listen to us. So it's not really like a person of mine, but the thing is though, that statement there encapsulates so many people. Hence why we're able to touch so many people's lives around the world, because purpose is not, as me and John always say, it's not a white, black, yellow. No. Everyone needs purpose. Everyone needs direction. Everyone needs help. And we're very thankful that we've been able to find purpose at a young age. So my avatar is anybody who needs that, and that could be anyone, like any age too. So they're people who I speak to and people who when I'm speaking, I'm thinking about.
Nice. So if you didn't do the job that you guys do now, what other job would you do?
Well, I run my business full time, and then of course we're purpose led on the side. I'd say, if I wasn't doing my job or my business, what would I be doing? I'll probably be coaching. Mindset and business.
That's coming.
Mindset and business coaching, but I'm already preparing for that.
Yeah,
I'm already preparing for that with my own thing that I'm starting.
That's like the dream to just
help people with their mindset,
smashing
help
that.
people with business, and then just because I love just sitting down with people and then helping them, and then just removing bottlenecks in whatever it is that they're doing, because I'm able to just spot stuff and say, why don't you just do this? Why don't you do that? And I'm building like a mastermind or something like that, because I feel like with a mastermind, you can really create a mastermind, and you can actually solve any problem with a mastermind. That's what I'd say.
What about you,
For me, so it's kind of like a cheap answer because I'm doing it already now. So I will say what I would do is what I'm doing now, which is public speaking coaching, public speaking communication coaching. You may or may not know this, but I could speak until I was 4 years old. I was in speech therapy until I was 10 years old, right? And I saw how my life was, how I was able to communicate the way I wanted to communicate, right? I saw the lack of confidence I had, right? And I remember telling my dad that I made an oath to myself that when I'm able to speak and communicate properly, I'm going to use my voice for good. Yeah. And by the grace of God now, I've been able to do that. So if I wasn't doing this, I'll be doing that, which I'm doing already. I'm helping mid-level professionals accelerate in their careers, become more confident by enhancing their public speaking and communication skills. Because ultimately, if you can't communicate, you can't change the world. If you can't change the world, then your ability to walk in dominion, which means to dominate, is reduced completely. So that's what I would do. But I'm kind of doing it already. So yeah.
So what does your ideal rest day look like?
Oh, that's one thing I'm trying to figure out now.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how it starts though. Every Saturday, that's what I say, I'm going to see Chris on Saturday. I go to the gym.
Nice.
And Saturday morning, I'll go to the gym. I'll do a push day, pull day. So I push, separate into push, pull legs. That's my gym routine. I'll go, usually like a push day or maybe a full body. Then after that, hit the sauna.
Nice.
Yeah. Then in the sauna, after the sauna, like 15, 20 minutes, jump out. There's like this kind of like that tiled.
Look at living the best life.
Do you see what I'm
Serious,
saying?
serious,
Because why not,
Look at
man?
enjoyment.
Because why
I just
not?
done from the sauna.
Because why not?
Into the other room, back in the sauna. Love
Exactly.
this.
I don't go back in the sauna. I chill on like the little tiled thing. I
Even
just
look
lay
how
down.
he's chilling, please.
Yeah, I lay down like this. I close my eyes. I could just
Wow.
hear the water just like that, and I'm just chilling. I'm laying down. I'm like,
That's a little rest
Kind
day.
of storytelling, you know?
Yeah. That's literally all you need. Yeah.
and
That's a
I'm
little
watch
rest day.
it. My thing's done. All right, cool. I jump out now. Then I go to the cafe, and in the cafe I read. Right, so I read my book or I learn. Like on my rest day, I'm still. I love learning. That's one thing I love to do. So I'm always learning.
That's good.
And so I'll either read or I'll learn something from like a YouTube video from this guy called Myron Golden, who I watch a lot. Trust me, you're gonna want to watch him. Serious. He's gonna be my mentor.
Yeah,
Definitely gonna be my mentor one day.
100%.
And a big inspiration of mine. And then after that, probably seeing my friends. Probably seeing my friends doing something cool. Like me and my boys are going to Tokyo Social tomorrow, Saturday, funny enough.
Dope.
Which is like a thing where you kick a ball at a wall. We like it, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. So yeah, just chilling with my friends probably. And spending quality time with them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? For me, my typical rest day will be just me just chilling. And when I say chilling, that's very ambiguous. So probably reading, see my friends. So for example, myself, John, and a few other friends. Every single quarter we go out. We'll call the Faithful Five, whereby we just link up, we talk about each other's goals, ideas, what we've done this last quarter. Serious stuff. So for me, seeing my friends, reading my books, and spending time with myself, man. I'm doing that more intentionally these days.
Me too.
Because, yeah, exactly. Because without me looking after myself, I can't serve people the best way.
Yep.
As a leader, you have to be able to serve yourself before serve other people. I'm actually going on a journey right now of actually self-love. I'm understanding, as people were saying earlier on, right? In order for me to love my partner, to be, she's not here yet, to be.
Soon come.
Soon come. See land.
Loaded.
In order for me to love my partner the right way, I must love myself properly.
100%.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm doing properly, just
Yeah.
intentionally working on those things there.
That is so real. Even on a rest day, that feels like work to me though.
Does it?
So I wouldn't really put that on a rest day.
What
yet.
part? The reading or the...
Oh no,
self-love.
just like the self-love bit.
Self-love.
Because right now it feels like work. It feels like something which is outside of my rest. Do you see what I'm saying? But I want to have it as part of my rest day, that time by myself. But then one thing I realize is I'm always doing something with someone else. Always doing something, but I don't spend that time to myself. I don't even know.
Deep, man.
Do I even like me? Do I even like me, Chrissy? Do I even like me,
even
Rob?
like you?
Do I?
Do you?
Jonathan, do I even like me? I have to start asking myself, right?
Real question.
It's
though,
a real
man.
question. Do you even like it?
That's a
Do you
real-
spend time with yourself?
That's a real-
Ask
If you
them.
don't spend time with yourself, how do you even know if you like yourself?
Yeah,
How do you know
yeah.
if you love yourself? And if you can't love yourself, or if you don't know if you love yourself, then how do you know if someone else loves you? Just like Rob was saying, if you don't know what love is for you, how do you know if someone else loves you?
Facts.
Because someone else could be looking at you or saying to you all these nice things or whatever, making you feel fuzzy. How do you know if that's actually love?
Actually genuine,
if you've
yeah.
never
If you don't
experienced
have
love from
genuine love for
yourself.
yourself.
And you
Yeah.
wouldn't believe it because you don't love yourself.
There you go. And that's why people get into all these issues with relationships and stuff. That's why you see much relationship drama, because there is so much drama with relationships. Because people aren't even a full version of themselves or haven't even developed themselves before they even come into it. Like it's 50-50 equals 100. I believe
Sex
that
to the
100 equals
Say it to the
200.
comment for African parents. Where's your husband? Where's your husband? It will come. They will
Yes.
come when we
Yeah,
love
yeah. You
ourselves.
can't rush the
Honestly, you
process,
cannot
man.
rush the
You
process.
can't
What do you
rush
want me to
it.
do? Just
You
collect
can't,
somebody on the road?
Absolutely not. Absolutely. And this is the thing.
You got to do the work. Yeah,
Don't take
do
every
that.
Tom, Dick, and Harry from the
Don't-
road, or
and
any
don't
Bob,
take it- yeah,
anyone
honestly.
else, or any Marley. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm talking to the people them on the camera.
Tell them.
Right now, right? Make sure
Tell them.
that you work on yourself first. I'm
First.
telling you. And when you're
Foremost.
walking in purpose,
All of this
yeah,
half and half. Hey,
all this
you both need to come home.
100. You need to all come big error. You need to
Big
come
red
100,
flag.
100, 100, 100 equals 200. I
100.
like 200 versus 100.
Me too.
200 is much
Big
better. The full version of you plus the full version of someone else equals the full version of whatever it is that you have together, which is called a relationship, right? A relationship. Yeah, not
Big
a situationship
yeah.
or any other that. I'm talking about a relationship, a
Relationship.
healthy one. Right, and that's what I want for you. I feel like a pastor right now. That's what I want
so
for
you
you.
know
You
you're
know what I'm saying? Speaking to them.
That's what I want for you guys. That's what I want for you.
Bro. Relationships, yeah, it's all about relations. Do you have relationships with yourself?
Yes.
Because all begins with yourself always, you know.
Has to
if
come
you
back
can't
to
love-
you. Yeah.
It always does. And I believe that's the most freeing way to live life. Look after you properly and then spread it to other people. And
Yeah.
then two people come together who are complete. And I guess what they do, they procreate to make people who are secure in themselves.
That's
Yes.
it. Because
Wow.
when people who aren't even together, like who want full trauma,
The kids.
and it's passing down to the children, and then the children are going to repeat the same
Do we
cycle.
call that
cycle.
one?
Go on.
Generational cycle.
That's exactly what we
Nice.
call it.
I'm breaking them.
Break.
We have to break them.
What? Break them, is it? Easy.
Love that, guys. So what quotes do you both live by? Like, what's a quote that you can both say you live by?
Life is
hold on, whoa, hey, wait, together, like we
Or
can
like
agree on.
separate.
Oh, right,
separately,
okay,
separately.
right.
Yeah,
Do
but
you know
yeah.
what? One of them I'll say I live by is life is full of choices. I think that's probably one of the most freeing things I've learned in the last year. Life is full of choices. You have a choice in how you react to things. In fact, not react, how you respond to things. I think react is a bit, it's like a response. No, what's the word? React is, you're less in control, the way I interpret it. Respond is like, okay, you've taken time. I responded. So
That's good.
yeah. React is like, I think it's very in a moment. Yeah, reactive, right? But respond is like, okay, I've taken a moment. Proactive, right? So I say life's full of choices. That's probably one of the biggest statements I live by these days. Because you literally can create the life you want to live by the choices you make on a day-to-day basis. We always speak about this, be, do, have. In order for you to become anything great, you first must be that thing beforehand. A lot of people do that way around. They want to become it and then a lot of people want to have the thing and then they be it. No. You be it beforehand and then you have it. So for example, say you want to be someone who's wealthy. You first must embody the traits of a wealthy person. Giving, that's a big one. Giving, kindness, all these things here which are traits of wealthy people, right? That's what you do first. You be, and then you have. A lot of people want to have the thing and then be that person. That's wrong way around. There's no faith there. You be it, and then that's fair. You don't know what's gonna happen, but the faith you put into it will come to pass by you being it first time. So I'll say life's full of choices. Link on to what I just said there.
I love that.
Can I say something about be do have?
Please do, bro.
I just really want to listen. Be do have is such an important principle to live by because with that, this is why people who win millions in the lottery they go broke. Because they go for the have rather than the be first. Because they have the have. They have, but you don't have the foundation of the be and then the do. You haven't done anything in order to have. You haven't been anything in order to do, and then you haven't done anything in order to have.
You haven't thought about how you're going to make sure that money stays.
There's no training.
You quit your job.
You quit your job. And who told you to do that? Who told you to do that?
I was like, I quit my job and did the lottery. Why are you telling me you want a lottery first of all? I'm going to come back and offer, I'm going to sit there, I'm going to be like, hello everybody, hello Sally, hi, I want the lottery, bruv.
They don't know how to handle it.
No way, am I telling you?
They don't know how to handle it.
That's true.
But for me, what I'd say, what's the question again?
What quote do you live by?
You turn into what you tune into. I say it to everyone that I come into contact with.
That's a good
one. And anyone that I come into contact with will tell you. You turn into what you tune into. It's just so important to make sure that whatever you consume is good food. I'm not talking about just the food that you eat. I'm talking about the food that you consume in your ears.
Yeah, what you listen to, what you watch and all of that. And what you read.
And by the way, we just see, I think by those two statements there, you can see why we're brothers.
Yeah, I love that.
Because we're saying different things, but it's the same principle. Choices. I said life is full of choices. You said, you turn to what you tune into. That's a very proactive thing. And the way we live our lives is very proactive. A lot of people, they live life reactively. I always say this, right? I believe time is neutral. However, you can design time in the way you want to design it by you intentionally making things happen. So for example, people say, this is why people who have gone through problems, so they say you got bullied when you're in primary school, you still have the manifestations of that in your heart 40 years later. Why? Because time is neutral. You haven't done the healing. Whereas somebody has gone through bullying, right? And 10 years later, due to them doing their intentional healing through the time, they've healed. Because time is neutral. Time is neutral, but intentional healing, using the time intentionally enables time to be used for you rather than just being neutral.
So the last question is, what's one piece of advice you would give to other change makers?
Understand the people that you've been called to impact. Understand the people that you've been called to impact, because if you don't understand whoever it is that you've been called to impact, then you won't be able to speak to them in the right way. You won't be able to do the right things for them. You won't know who they are. You won't know what they need. You won't know where they come from. You won't know what is necessary for them to succeed and for them to be impacted. So understand the people that you want to impact.
Powerful, man. I would say continue to develop yourself. You can only go as far. In fact, the people who you're influencing can only go as far as how far you develop. So I'll give you an example of myself with my coaching, right? I'm always developing my skill sets when it comes to coaching people, because ultimately I need to be able to serve them in the best way possible. I'm always learning new things. So to anyone who's making change, doing change, wants to be a change, continue to change on yourself. We always say this, right? The law of nature states this: what's in the ground must come out. What's in the ground must come out. So what I mean by that is anything which in you must come out to the people, but you must continue to develop yourself so you can give them the best way possible.
Also, You can't give from an empty cup.
That's basically
You cannot give from an empty cup. So you need to,
Yeah,
it's a
literally.
continuation of what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that you're looking after yourself as well, which is a journey that clearly I'm on.
Yeah,
Do you know
me
what I
too. It's
mean?
okay. Yeah,
We
that's
all-
what we're here
matter of fact,
today.
we're all on.
Exactly.
It's self-love.
Exactly.
It's self-love. It's self-love.
Making sure that you look after yourself first.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. So can you tell the audience how to stay tuned with what you guys do? Where can they find you? How can they follow your work?
Absolutely. Just type in Purpose Led on whatever platform that you want to be on. Trust me, you'll find us. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I can go on, but I don't need to. Purpose Led at Purpose Led. And that's LED, not LEAD.
Nice.
And you're able to find us
LEAD?
through that. Yeah, not LEAD. Because some people spell it
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
purpose lead, not purpose led.
Purpose
Yeah.
led.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And Chrissy, this is an amazing platform.
Thank you.
Well done very, very much for building it.
Thank you.